Looking for the top 3 meta weapons of Battlefield 2042? Well, this is the video for you. What's up, troopers? My name is Neon. I hope you guys are doing well. Today we're going to be talking about the top 3 meta weapons. These are my personal opinions, so please don't think these are 100% the best weapons in the game. These are my personal opinions of a good weapon loadout you should be using. Before we get into the video, troopers, if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, I would really appreciate it, and of course leave a like. Troopers, you gotta let me know your top 3 meta weapons in this game, so let me know in the comment section. So let's go and start this off. The number 1 weapon, it has to be the M5A3. The M5A3 is a good weapon when it comes to close range and extremely well when it comes to medium range. The recoil is extremely well. We can do up to 62%, range at 43, accuracy with 56, and the firing rate of 45. On screen right now, this is really the loadout I go for, so I have to be going for that normal dot sight. It's been really good overall. I use that for all the weapons in the game, and one I've also been using a lot more is the thermal sight. I do like using the XDR. Sometimes I like using it, sometimes I don't. It all depends on really what mood I'm in, but really these are the 2 main sights. Magazine, you have to be using the close quarter combat, as that is extremely important because that's going to increase your rate of fire, recoil control, and reload speed, so that needs to be your number 1 magazine. Your second one needs to be the standard issue extended mags. This is going to basically give you no benefits except extra bullets, and then I use the standard issue. On your left side, you need to be using the short end barrel. It's going to increase your rate of fire. As I said with the other magazine, the close combat, that's going to increase your rate of fire, so using the short end barrel is also going to do the same. When I go for flanks, I like using the rep suppressor, and the champion muzzle is my go-to. This is something really nice to use, especially if you want to slow down the rate of fire. Laser sight's been extremely good because that gives you better hip fire accuracy while moving, and it gets you better recoil control. But if you're not a fan of the laser sight and you want to be a bit more precise but being nitty and gritty, especially as playing McKay, then you should be using the LWG grip, and that right there is a meta when it comes to the M5A3. Weapon number 2, it has to be the BSVM. BSVM is a very good weapon, especially when it comes to medium range, and you'd be pretty surprised what you can do at long range. This weapon is extremely good because you can have it in full auto. The right magazine can make this extremely powerful as well, especially if you're using high powered, as that is a 3 bullet upper torso and 2 bullet to the head. The high powers also offer you up to 20 rounds, so trust me, you can do a lot of damage. When it does come to sights, there's one sight I really recommend you should be using more than anything, and that's the thermal sight. If you start using thermal sight, you're going to become a problem with this gun. And then other sights, I really recommend just doing your own personal preference, because people like short sights, people like long sights, but I'm telling you, you need to be using a thermal sight. The magazines, to make this gun really good, you have to be using the high powered extended. Really, there's nothing else better than just this magazine right here. All the other ones are your personal preference. You can use whatever you would like, but high powered extended is the go-to. On the left side, I use the short end suppressor. This gives you stealth, but it increases the rate of fire, so this gun can shoot a lot more quicker. But if you want to be a little bit more precise and slow down that rate of fire, then you should use the extended suppressor. With a weapon like this, I like to be precise. This is really a personal preference, I feel like, when it comes to your grips. I go with a laser sight, just helps me out with better recoil control, as this weapon offers a pretty good kick, so using something like the laser sight can obviously counter that for that better recoil control. You can go for anything else and increase the accuracy if you really want to, but if you just use the right magazine, you're going to be absolutely fine with this weapon. And the last one, I know I had to mention it, and how could I not? Every time I use this gun, I've just never had really an issue with it, and that is the Savar. The Savar is such a heavy hitter, it actually does the most damage out of all the weapons in the assault class. Let's be real, the best weapon in the assault class. This weapon can do up to 65 firing rates, accuracy at 53, range of 57, and handling of 21, with a rate of fire of 600. Yes, it does have a low handling, and it can be quite tricky to handle, and that rate of fire is a lot more slower, and that's what's going to make this gun a lot more better for you, because the fire rate's a lot more slower, so it means that handling is going to be a lot more easy for you to control. This weapon is really good when it comes to medium range, and you can be pretty surprised what you can do at close range. With this weapon, it offers you an A launcher, so you can use what you want. Sometimes you could be good against vehicles, you could be good against infantry, or whatever playstyle you would like to play, so having an A launcher definitely comes in clutch. When it comes to my sights, I've always been a close sight with these weapons, so I just use the standard dot sight. I do like going for the short range thermal sight. When it comes to magazines, the go-to, it has has to be the high powered drum. This offers you the most bullets with this weapon. Using that, you can be losing some good benefits like recoil control, reload speed, and even rate of fire. So if you really want to, you can just go with the standard issue. This is going to offer you 30 rounds, but it's going to increase the recoil control, reload speed, and rate of fire. So the standard issue could be your first pick, or the drum mag. That is totally up to you. And then for my third, I have to be using the high powered. There is only one thing I use on the left side, and that's the champion muzzle, that better vertical recoil control. And there we go, troopers, that is the top 3 best meta weapons in Battlefield 2042 so far. As I said, troopers, you gotta let me know your top 3 weapons in this game. If you did enjoy the video, don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe, be a part of Pink Wagami, and I'll see you, troopers, in the next video. Peace.